Hello and welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, hi, my name is Mary and welcome to another Craft Day Wednesday, where every Wednesday I post a new video. In today's video I am going to be making a girl doll very similar to the boy doll that I made, and I am making this doll because it was a request from a friend in a crafting group that I'm in. So I'm going to go ahead and make this doll, and like I mentioned, it is very similar to the boy doll. Only thing difference is the clothes. That's it. So what you're gonna need for this is a styrofoam ball, and it was started off being a circle ball, and I cut it in half. I cut the back off, so this is what you end up with a flat round ball. I'm going to grab my cardboard. You're going to need a pencil, turn this down, an X-Acto knife, and this video is not for children. I don't recommend children play with the X-Acto knife, and this is what you're going to be needing to cut the cardboard. So as you can see, I took out a piece of cardboard, and I cut out a little template, which is the body, and I traced it onto the cardboard. As you can see here, I took my X-Acto knife and I cut it out. Again, not for children. This is an X-Acto knife, and I'm not recommending that a child use any sharp objects. So I cut it out with an X-Acto knife. And once you cut it off with an X-Acto knife, this is what you're gonna end up with it looking like this. I cut 3 of these out, and then I hot glued them together just like this. So here it is, and I hot glued them together. And once I hot glued them together, I took my masking tape and I just basically went over it just like this. We're just going to do that all the way around the body. I'm going to put one here. So like I said, all the way around the body. And this is what you're going to end up with. Then you're going to take your scissors, and you're just going to go ahead and you're going to push a little hole in it on both sides, just like this. So once you get your holes punched in, you're going to take your 2 sticks and you're just going to stick those in. So I need to make my holes a little wider. So you're going to take your sticks and you're just going to push them in just like this, and you're going to make sure that they're the same size. Once you do that, you're going to end up with it looking like this. This is what you're going to end up with. And then you set that to the side because you're done with that. You're going to take a piece of felt, and you're going to go ahead and wrap it all the way around that styrofoam ball. And when you do that, you're going to end up with it looking like this. Now what you want to do is you want to take your toothpick and you want to stick that toothpick through there. So you're going to make a hole and you're going to stick that toothpick through it. Then you're going to take the body and you're going to put a hole in, a toothpick size hole in here, right at the top. Let me see. Turn that a little bit. So there's the hole, and we're just going to stick that on just like this. Now that we know it fits, I'm going to go ahead, squeeze some hot glue down through there. So we're just going to put some hot glue in there, and then we're just going to put some hot glue around it. And we're just going to go ahead and stick that right on there, and you're going to hold this for a minute and let this dry. And I'm just going to hold it here. And then while that's drying, I'm just going to set this to the side and let that continue to dry. And what I did for her shoes was the exact same thing. I took my pencil, I traced out a template on the cardboard, I cut it out, and this is what you're going to do, and you're going to do that 4 times, and you're going to glue 2 of them together to make the shoe. And once you do that, you're going to put holes in it, and you're going to go ahead and I'm going to grab a stick. So once you put holes in, you're going to stick the leg in, and that's going to be the shoe in the leg. And I'm going to move this out of the way. So that's drying. And so I took an old pair of blue jeans that I had for one of my dolls, because I make those bigger ones, and I basically made my doll a pair of jeans. And what I did for that, and I've also done this in the previous video of me making a boy. So basically what I did was I took a pair of jeans, and let's just go here, and I basically just cut. I cut off an end. Now these are not the ones I'm using, I'm just showing y'all how I did it. So basically I just took the ends and I glued it down like this. And y'all's will be much more neater than this when y'all do it. And I'm just cleaning up my edges a little bit. There we have that. This is what you're going to end up with. And then you're going to take your scissors and you're just going to go in and you're just going to make a little slit as far up as you want. And once you do that, this is what you're going to end up with. And you're going to glue those ends together. Like this. Let that dry. And this is what you're going to end up with it looking like this. I'm going to check and see how my head is doing. Alright. So now I'm going to go ahead and put the jeans on my doll. So I'm just going to go ahead and slide these on. And you don't want to glue the shoes on in place until you get the jeans on. So now we're just going to pull it up a little. So this is what we have. And I'm going to turn this around this way. Let's see. Yeah. Okay, so we're going to do this again. I'm going to go ahead and pull them up, put the jeans on here and here. And we're just going to go ahead and pull these up just like this. Turn this around. This is what we're going to end up with. Now, before I do anything else, I'm going to go ahead and take my shoes and I'm just going to see how this is going to look. What did I do with the other one? So we're going to go ahead and try the shoes and see if we have how it's going to look before I glue the shoes into place. Okay, I like that because you're not going to really see the back of the shoe. So you're not going to see actually the shoe at all. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and take these off, and I'm just going to slide my pants up a little bit. I'm going to take some hot glue and I'm just going to stick this around the base of the shoe, and I'm just going to very carefully stick that on just like this. And we're going to do the same thing to the other side. Just going to stick that on just like that. And this is what we have so far. Don't worry about the shoes being different colors. That's going to be fixed. So now that we have that, I am going to go ahead and put the shirt on. And what I used for the shirt was an old sock. And I'm just going to pull that over. Before I do that, let's go ahead and glue the pants into place. Okay, so I'm just going to go around. And I'm just going to put some hot glue right around the edges and to glue the pants into place. Very carefully that you don't burn your fingers. I did have a friend tell me though, which would have been nice to know like 16 burns ago, that if you do burn yourself with hot glue or any burn, she said if you put toothpaste on it, that tends to take the burn out, the sting. So we're gonna see. Alright, now I'm gonna put a little bit of hot glue here, and we're just gonna stick all this into place. Alright, so now that we have that, once again I'm gonna go in with my sweater or my sock, which is this case it's a sweater. And I'm just gonna, this is what we have so far. So I'm just gonna go ahead and glue this down. I'm just going around the whole head and gluing this into place. And I'm going to do the same thing over here. Alright. So this is what we have. This is what it looks like. So now what I'm going to do is, and before I go in and do anything else, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to glue this down back here. We're going to go ahead and add some hair. And I am just using synthetic hair. You can get it at any beauty supply store. You can also use doll hair. This is what I use the synthetic hair for, is my dolls. So we're just going to unravel it. And I am just going to go ahead and hot glue, put some hot glue here. And we're just going to hold this here. And once I get this glued into place, I'm going to go ahead and cut it with my scissors, because I don't really see the point in trying to cut it now, when I'm just going to keep on adding it in here. So I'm just going to continue to glue this across, and I'm not going to go all the way on the whole head because I will be putting a hat on her. So I'm just going to add the hair. And now I'm going to turn it back this way and go back in again. And this will be the last track that I add. And we're just going to go ahead and push this here, just like this. Now I'm going to take my scissors and I'm going to cut it right there. Pull that off. So we're going to take that, move that out of the way. And this is how long it is, and we're definitely not going to leave it that long. So I am going to go ahead and just going to see about where I want her hair to be, and we're just going to cut. And this is what we have. This is where it's at. Okay, so I think what I want to do now is give her a hat, and I think I want to make her hat gray. So I'm just going to go ahead, cut some felt, put that out of the way, cut another piece, and what I'm going to do is just bring this over, and I am just going to see about where I want it to be. Okay. So now I'm just going to go ahead and we're just going to put this right across here, just like this. So I am going to put some hot glue on the back of this felt. I'm going to go ahead, stick this here, and hold down just like this. And we're just going to go ahead, turn this over. I'm just going to pull this down a little bit and wrap it around here. So we're just going to stick this like this here. Hold that down, come back over to the other side, bring this back around, which is here, and I am going to add some hot glue along here, and we're just going to hold that there. This is what we have, and I am going to go ahead and tuck this in the back. I want to make sure I got everything lined up, and I'm just going to fold that over. So I'm just going to stick a little bit of hot glue right there. And I'm going to take some glue here, and we're just going to seal that off. And now we're going to bring that down, and we're just going to tuck that right here. So I am going to put some hot glue right across here, and we're just going to fold this over and down, and we're just going to hold this until everything is glued. And I'm just going to continue to hold to make sure that it's glued into place and nothing comes off. And in the meantime, I'm just going to cut those extra strands. And this is what we end up with. So now I'm going to take some more of that gray felt, and I'm just going to cut some strips. Just like this. And then I'm just gonna go ahead and fold this over and cut it in half to make sure my ends are even. There we go. And then I'm gonna fold it over again, and I'm gonna put a little bit of hot glue right there. And we're going to do the same thing to the other side. Going to put a little bit of hot glue in there, just like this. And I am going to go ahead, and what I'm doing now is just picking off some of the hair from where I cut it. There we go. Alright, so now I'm going to take my tassels that I made for her hat, and we're just going to put a little glue on the ends, and we're just going to stick that down into place. And do the same thing to the other side. Now, this is what you end up with. Okay. So I'm going to take some of my felt, my colored felt, and we're going to just cut out a little tiny piece for her nose. And we have her nose. And I'm just going to put a little dot right in the middle. And we're just going to stick her nose right there. Now, as far as her eyes go, I'm going to be using push pins. And the thing with dolls is you can use any color eyes you want. So I think for this one, I am going to give her some pink eyes. Yes, I know pink eyes really don't exist, but it's a doll and you can be creative. So we're going to give her pink eyes. And what we're just going to do is you're just going to stick those in, and they're not going to go all the way through, so you don't have to worry about that. And if you don't like the color of the eyes, you can pop them out and do it again. So how about we give our doll some dark eyes? Let's give her some black eyes. So yeah, let's go ahead and do that. So once again, take your push pins, and we're just going to go ahead and pop them into place. Just stick them where you want them. This looks a little better. Okay. Now, let's go ahead and give her some boots. Alright. Let's move this. Now, what I did for her boots is I took some fluffy yarn, is what this is. And basically, I just went around her boot, or her shoe, just like this. So I'm just going to tuck that in here, and all I did was I just went ahead and took this around. Actually, here, let's start at the top. So we're going to start here, and I'm just going to wrap it around. And this is going to be her boots. But I'm going to have to go ahead and glue that into place. So I'm just going to open the legs a little bit. We're just going to put a little bit of hot glue right on the pants. And I'm just going to go over a little. And we're just going to go ahead, set that there, hold it, and we're just going to wrap around. And then I'm just going to keep adding glue as I need it, as I wrap around. And now we're down to, just pull that down, and now we're down by her shoe. So now I'm just going to go ahead and wrap this around. So we're going to put some hot glue here, and we're going around. And you don't have to give her your shoes if you don't want to, or I mean boots. It's really up to you. I like to do boots. I think they're cute. And I'm going to hold that there. And I'm going to take my scissors and I'm just going to cut that little bit. And now I'm just going to put some more glue there to hold that into place. And there's your first boot. And we're going to do the same thing with the second one. So basically, we're just going to do like we did. We're going to start here. We're going to hold this down, being very careful not to burn yourself. And I'm just going to pull this through like this. And we're going to add a little bit of hot glue up like this. Pull that down. And now we're just going to go ahead and I'm going to add some hot glue and we're just going to wrap this around the shoe. There we go. I had a little tight spot here that I had to maneuver around, but I think I finally got it. So let's try this. Here we go. Alright, so I'm adding some hot glue and we're just going to stick that there. And now I have to play around with it to get it to adjust to where it stands up. Alright. We're going to cut that extra off. And we're just going to tuck that there. Now I'm going to add a little bit of hot glue here and glue that down into place. And there we have it. So this is what she looks like so far. Now what we're going to do is give her a jacket. And I want her jacket. Why come that is not sticking? Let's put a little more hot glue here. There we go. I'm going to hold this for a minute. I am also going to make her jacket gray. So we're just going to grab some of that gray felt. We're going to cut this again. And I'm going to turn it this way. Cut that. And I'm just going to give it a little pull. Stick this out of the way. So now what I'm doing is basically just seeing where I want her jacket to come to. So I'm just going to take my scissors and I'm just going to cut a little bit of this off because I don't want her jacket to be real long. There we have it. So now I'm going to bring it back and I'm just going to pull her hair out of the way and we're just going to see where this is. I like it there. So I am going to go ahead and glue this into place. So let's get her hair out of the way. And I am going to pull up. Actually, I think I want to cut a little more off. That's the thing, is you just have to just play around with it and see if you like the way it looks. And then if you like the way it looks, then you just, I guess, go with that. But I want mine to fit nicely, so I'm just basically just playing around with it until I get it the way I want it to look. So I'm gonna pull her hair back out of the way, lay her down, and we're gonna go ahead and put this back. Okay, I like that a lot better. Now I'm just going to give a little stretch. Playing around with it just to see how I like everything. And there we have it. So I am going to put a little bit of hot glue right down the middle. Lay her back on it. Then you're going to go around. And we're just going to close everything up. This is going to be her jacket. Or her coat. Or whatever y'all call it. This is what it's going to be. Okay. So I'm going to put a little bit of hot glue down through here. Just like that. Going to pull this over. Like this. And we're going to do the same thing over here. Pulling it close. So we're just going to go ahead, pull that up, making sure that it's even. So now I got these little buttons that I have here, and I'm just going to put those on here. So we're just going to put one here. We're going to put one here. And we're going to go ahead and put one here. This is what we have. Now we're going to go ahead and give her some arms. So I'm going to look in here. And I'm just going to grab a red pipe cleaner. Doesn't matter what color pipe cleaner you have. Red was close enough for me to grab. So this is what I'm going with. Because it's not going to be seen anyway. So we're going to take that, cut it in half. And we're going to take the gray felt. And now we're going to make the sleeves of her jacket. So let's go here down on this end. And I am just going to go ahead and cut. And then I'm going to fold it over again. And we're going to cut. Let's get that out of the way. And I am just going to give it one more cut right here. Okay, now we're going to take our pipe cleaner. And we're just going to put that in here. And we're just going to fold it over. Because remember what I said, it's not going to be seen. The pipe cleaner is just so her arms and her hands can be flexible. You can adjust it in any position that you want. So that's basically what we're doing. And I'm just going to pull that down a little bit. And before I did that, I should have glued that in place, but it's fine. It's not going to go anywhere. Alright. So we have that there. I'm just going to go ahead and cut right there. And I am going to cut right here. So now I'm just going to take that, fold it over like so, squeeze that together, and then we're going to just leave this here and do the next one. So we're going to put this one in the middle, I'm going to stick that just like this. I'm not going to glue that down. I'm just going to do this the exact same way I did the other one. Stick that here, just like that. Pull this down. Fold this over like this. See, how did I do that? Like this. So we're just going to squeeze there. And I'm going to put a little bit of hot glue right down there. And we're just going to cut here. So we're just going to cut that out of the way. So this is what we have. Now I'm going to take some of this white yarn. Let's see here. There we go. I'm going to take some of this white yarn and I'm just going to cut off a little piece like that. Pull that out. We're just going to go ahead, take your hot glue, put a little bit in there, take that, stick that right in there and squeeze down. These are going to be her gloves, and we're going to do the same thing to the other side. So we're just going to open that, put a little bit of hot glue down through there, stick this in there and push. Just secure that into place, just like this. So this is what we have here. And this is kind of a little uneven, so we're just going to cut this a little here. And I am just going to put a little bit of glue there. And now what we're going to do is go ahead and glue her arms into place. Put a little bit of hot glue. And we're just going to stick those arms right on there. And we're going to do the same thing to the other side. So I'm just going to put a little bit of hot glue right there. And we're just going to stick her arm on. And now I'm just going to hold here. And we're almost done. So this is what we have. I'm just going to use a little bit of glue, a little more glue to hold that down. Now what we're going to do is we're going to do her scarf, which is going to be gray. So I'm going to grab that, some more of that gray clay or felt, and I'm just going to go ahead, cut off a strip. And we're going to give her a blue jean purse, because why not? Alright, so we have our felt, and we're just going to go ahead and put this, pull her hair back, and I'm just going to give a little tug. And I don't think that's quite as long as I want it to be, so I'm going to add a little more to it, because it's not as long as I want her scarf to be. So I'm just going to cut a little strip, and what I'm going to do is I am just going to attach it here to the back like this, and we're just going to put a little bit of hot glue down through here. I'm just going to pull that down a little bit, and where I glued it at, we're just going to go ahead, pour her hair up, and I'm just going to stick this back, this part back here, that way her hair covers it. So now I'm just tying her scarf into a little knot, and I'm going to bring this over to the side a little more. Alright, so now I'm just going to take some hot glue, and we're just going to secure that into place. So this is what we have. And now I'm going to take a little more glue, and we're just going to glue this down just a little, like that. Scissors, and we're just going to fringe the scarf a little, or fray it, or however you pronounce that. Y'all know what we're doing. There we go. And this is what we have. And here it is. And now the last thing that we're going to do is give her a purse. And I'm going to make that purse out of the blue jean material. So I am just going to cut it. And I'm going to fold it over like this. I'm going to fold the purse. Well, yeah, let's fold the purse up. Actually, let's make that purse a little bit bigger. So we're just going to go in and cut like this. I'm just going to fold it up like so, and it does not have to be perfect. So we're just going to fold it. I'm going to grab another glue stick. So we're going to grab that glue stick, and I'm going to go ahead and just seal off the ends. And now I'm just going to clean up my edges a little bit. That's it. Now let's make a strap. Scissors. So I am just going to go in, and we're just going to take the seam of the pants, and I'm just going to go ahead and cut up a little bit, and then cut a little more. I'm just going to put that here, move this out the way. So I am just going to see how this is going to look around her this way. If I hang her purse like this. Okay. So we're just going to take some hot glue, put it on the back like this. And we're going to do the same thing. So I'm just going to bring this down. And here we have it. This is our little doll. This is her from the back. And this is her standing. So yeah, this is it for this video. Let's see, let's turn this down a little bit so y'all can see a little better. So this is what she looked like. All finished. Let's get this all cleaned up. Let's pull that off. And here we have it. Oops, let's take her. Uh-oh, her purse came undone. Let's redo that purse. Okay. So let's give her a white purse instead of that one. We're going to go ahead and change that purse out. Okay. We're going to give her a longer strap, because the blue purse just wasn't. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and do a white purse to pull everything together. Okay, I'm just gonna go ahead and finish that off, and now we're gonna just go ahead and cut a piece of felt for the purse. And if you want to give her a backpack instead of a purse, you can do that. So I'm just going to go ahead and move this out of the way. We're going to go ahead and close that up just like this. Stick that there. Pull this up without burning your fingers. Okay, now let's try this again. So I'm going to go ahead and put some hot glue here. We're going to stick that right on there. And before I cut anything, I want to see how long my purse is going to be. So we're just going to go ahead, go back around her like this. Pull her hair out of the way. And we're just going to attach that here. Okay. Alright, that works for me. So I'm going to go ahead, put some hot glue right here. Stick that purse down on it, hot glue. That way it won't go anywhere. It won't fall off. And I'm going to pull this back. And I am just going to cut here. And we're going to go ahead and glue. Actually, let's cut a little more. And then I'm going to go ahead and glue this here. So you're going to put a little bit of hot glue there, and we're just going to glue that purse onto her just like this. And now let's seal the ends. Now I'm going to take another piece of that white felt, and I am just going to go ahead, see where I want to start, this way. So cut off like a little triangle shape and then just round it off a little bit. And I'm just going to round it off a little more. Cut here and here. And then we're just going to glue that right on the purse to make the front, the pocket, or yeah. And we're done. And this is what she looks like with her little purse. This is what we have. Let's get the glue out of her hair. And that is it. Let's try to get her all in. And this is what we have. If you like this video, please give me a likes and a thumbs up. And yeah, please feel free to share. And thank you so much for taking this. Let's try that again. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to watch my videos. I'm just going to give her a quick turnaround so y'all can see the back. And this is what she looks like once she's completely done. So yeah, if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. And thank you so much for taking the time out to watch it. I hope you all have a very nice day. Bye.